And over time, I came to realize that people are actually suffering because they have not either identified who they are, or they have not identified an area of an area that they can easily thrive in, or people have not identified things that they enjoy and things that they like. And that is how I found myself in this area of purpose, because I could listen to somebody and I could think to myself that if you really knew your purpose, you could not be in this same situation. You could have made different decisions, you could have made different friends, and you could have hung out differently, you could have shown out differently. And that is why I thought this conversation of purpose needs to actually continue being taught and being told out there, because people are just behaving and gravitating towards things because of how they have been brought up. Hello, influencers, and welcome back to Your Purpose with Edda YouTube platform. This is a platform where we have all conversations relating to purpose and how to actually identify our purpose. How do we identify our purpose? How do we become the people that our purpose want us to become? How do we move on with our purpose? What next after identifying our purpose? So those are the kind of conversations that we have here. And today we are going to have a very good conversation, because there's a story about how I actually identified my purpose. This could be relating to somebody else's story, but I would really love to hear from your comments down below on how you actually got to know your purpose. So today we're going to listen to my story about how I got to know my purpose, and it's very nice that I actually get to also hear from you guys. How do you actually identify your areas of purpose? So the year is 2018. I was in my third year. I was doing my internship. So I started my internship in this organization that I had gone to do my internship on during my third year, and as a requirement for me to actually proceed to the next year, which is my fourth year. So I was in this organization and I was just being myself, really, honestly. I just loved, because naturally I love being around people. And when it comes to things like social events, and it comes to things like the corporate social responsibility activities, the CSRs for the organization, I would immerse myself fully, because this is an area and a space that I naturally gravitate towards. I really didn't know anything about it, but also when we are on our daily operations in the business, I would still talk to people, listen to people, because naturally that is just who I am. And over time, I could hear comments like, I really enjoy speaking to you. I really feel calm when it comes to once I've spoken to you about an issue that I have gone through. And most of the people could actually come to me for when either somebody, when they are going through something, they just need somebody to listen to them. And I would just listen, because it's good to actually be kind with to people. You never know what people are going through. Yeah, and I really didn't know what that provoked in people's minds. But to me, over time, after hearing the same sentiments, the same comments over and over again, and seeing people actually get to grow in whatever area that they had come to me to just listen and give my 2 cents on, I realized that definitely there is something here. At that time, I was really into knowing who I am and understanding what my purpose is and what I really want to do with my life. I started to notice that pattern, and I realized that there is definitely something there. And that is why it is actually important for you guys to be critical when it comes to when you're trying to understand your purpose. It is important you actually be on the watch on how you react to circumstances, on how you react to emotions, on what things that you naturally gravitate towards. And yeah, so over time I started noticing that same pattern. And then there was this time when we were asked to choose to nominate somebody from our department to represent the department when it comes to voicing people's opinions. And this is something also that I, as long as I have my facts right and I can defend my people, I am willing to do that. I am willing to do that. I have the confidence, despite the person, as long as we know what it's supposed to be done and that is the rightful thing that should be done, that should be done. And I was comfortable doing that. And funny enough, I actually got nominated for this specific position and I got the position. So I was like the intermediary between the management and the people in the organization in the finance department. I really enjoyed doing this. And over time, after doing it for like 2 months, 3 months, I could still hear the same things. And the fact that actually things had changed, because you see, when people are in an organization and they really don't want to speak up, and then they find somebody who can actually speak out for them, I noticed that things had started changing. And I realized, okay, this could also be my area because I could do it so professionally, such that the management also didn't have a problem with implementing some of the things that our department had requested for. So it was easy. It was easy. And I realized that also there is something here. So it's a matter of understanding that first, I easily gravitate towards people. So my area of purpose could actually be in the people space. That is number one. Second, I like listening to people. I like uh, just defending people's rights as long as I have my facts right. These are things that I like, that I enjoy. I like rather just talking to people as I am doing right now. And that is actually why I started my space. So, putting all these things together, it's very clear that I am meant for the people space. But what exactly am I supposed to be doing in the people space? Because you need to refine all the ideas that you have about where you think you would be best suited. So that is how I started my journey. So I realized that I am really good with people, and this is something that I easily gravitate towards. And that is how my journey about purpose began. So once I had identified this, so now I was very keen on what really was giving me a a very big urge to want to show up for the people. And over time, I came to realize that people are actually suffering because they have not either identified who they are, or they have not identified an area of an area that they can easily thrive in, or people have not identified things that they enjoy and things that they like. And that is how I find myself in this area of purpose, because I could listen to somebody and I could think to myself that if you really knew your purpose, you could not be in this same situation. You could have made different decisions, you could have made different friends, and you could have hung out differently, you could have shown out differently. And that is why I thought this conversation of purpose needs to actually continue being taught and being told out there, because people are just behaving and gravitating towards things because of how they have been brought up, or because of their specific environment that they are in. So after understanding this, I said this was it. And once I started researching about purpose and understanding what this was really, I realized that this is definitely what I wanted to do. But it had to begin from a point of what are people from a point of not really what are people telling me, but it was from a point of listening, and listening keenly on what my body enjoys, where I am free, what I actually enjoy, understanding those things. And it's also important for you also, if you're watching, that you can be able to think that you really don't have something that you are good at, but you need to start listening to the people around you, and also listening to how your body feels towards some specific things. I can say that I easily gravitate towards people because I have listened to my body and known that these I enjoy being around people, and this is where definitely my impact would be and would be really easily accepted, and I would easily give out. So it is also understanding where are you really, where is your body free to give the feedback, and where do you feel happy when you're actually giving whatever that is in you. So I believe some of you can relate with my story, and maybe that has happened as well to you. But also for somebody else who has not yet related with my story, because you feel like your area of purpose is a different thing, I would love to hear how you guys got to understand your purpose, what is happening for you as well in this journey of understanding your purpose. What are those small steps that actually helped you identify that actually this is my area of purpose? And I'm so glad that I could actually share my story. And if you relate with me, also let me know if we are on the same boat. And yes, definitely, I hope this was definitely fulfilling for you. And again, continue living out boldly, because it is only when you live out boldly and you live as your individual self, you realize that okay, this is what I enjoy. Live out boldly, show up into spaces, show up as you that the world needs as you. So, and until next time, definitely ensure that you subscribe down below, comment, share with your family and friends, and turn on that notification bell so that you can know when next I release a video. And let's continue spreading these purpose conversations so that we have so many people actually getting to know their purpose. If you would like also help on how to know your purpose, I'll be sharing that information soon. There are different ways that you can know your purpose, and that is why we are here as your purpose. We need to help you understand your purpose. And until next time, bye bye.